straight poppycock. I just want to drop a quick poppycock real quick, but poppycock.
Yeah. Kidding me?
Definitely
That is for tips.
Yeah, but during an alien invasion, please.
$2.13 an hour, and she's trying to pay taxes on that. That's poppycock.
Poppycock. All the way, poppycock. And what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Real Poppycock. As always, in the studio, we're going to be your host for today. I'm Ed.
This is Trevor.
And this may or may not be an affectation of KC.
Yeah. And you know what? Today, speaking of KC, today we are going to be covering yet another hidden gem. All right, today's a hidden gem episode, and today's hidden gem comes to us courtesy of KC. We're going to be discussing and breaking down the 1979 Dusty Nelson directed low-budget horror snuff film.
Meta-textual commentary on
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Effects.
Effects.
Yes, we're going to be discussing effects. I had never heard of this film prior to KC bringing it up to us.
Neither had I.
This was my first time viewing. I watched it multiple times, but yeah, this is my first time ever getting to lay eyes on this joint. And I'm excited to discuss it today. Definitely got some thoughts, some things I want to say on it and whatnot. So yeah, KC, thank you for bringing this one to us.
You know, you're very welcome. You are in rarefied air.
Yes.
This is a film that not a lot of people
Have seen.
although the ones that
I've learned that. I'm
haven't
learning.
Seen it.
No.
It is.
That they have.
I feel like
That
that's
they have. Casey, you want to give us a little background of
Yes.
where this came into your life or why you chose this?
Yeah, so I have a friend named Becky, a really cool veteran that works. I won't get into any of that stuff. You know, we don't talk about that kind of things. But she has this membership to Can local theater that
Okay.
plays new run films, but plays a lot of old run films.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this thing called the AV Club. They review different films. Sometimes there's a series. It's always kind of hard to find stuff. I saw another one that was about yet again, it's another film that I'm not sure what it was about, but there was a sea story that had a snake that was radioactive and filled with cancer. But that was so we see films like this when we go to this theater.
Yeah.
And we saw this movie Effects, and usually when people come to AV Club, we're all kind of chit-chatting a little bit if we can. It's really, really fun because you can just razz on the film. Like, we know that it's going to be so obscure, so weird like this one, where you're going to have to say something. Everybody's having free popcorn, there's a couple drinks and stuff, and we're chit-chatting. But this one, when we all watched it, damn near silent.
Interesting.
We're all trying to figure out the entire time. Like, you're trying to come up with a joke, but also this film puts you in a position where you're trying to figure out
what the fuck is really good? Like, what's happening? Yeah, what's going on?
What just happened in the last scene, and now we're here. Yeah. We'll get into it because
Yes.
this is going to be a difficult one to cover.
Okay, so how long ago was this that you was introduced to this?
Like a month ago.
Okay.
Recent.
It's
Recent.
super recent to me.
All
and I was
right.
like, it struck me.
Okay. Yeah. So there it is. There's your backstory on how we was led to this film. Thank you for that info, KC. And so just like every single episode that we do, we are going to let Trevor jump us off with some real basic facts on effects.
Thank you, Ed. And
Absolutely.
thank you, Casey, for bringing this wild fucking movie to our attention, because this is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
We have Effects was released on November 9th, 1979. Although outside of a couple festival showings around the time of its release, Effects was basically a film that was completely lost to time until a DVD release in October of 2005.
05. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was 07 for some reason, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then in 2017, it got a Blu-ray 4K restoration release. But from at least 79 to 2005, there was 26 years where this movie didn't exist.
Yeah, it just fell into obscurity. Yeah.
Gosh. gosh. And what a weird thing with all the people that we're going to get into as you go into the cast. What a weird thing to be on all their resumes and just not come up in a conversation.
Yeah.
You know that movie where all these things happened that you
Yeah.
definitely want to talk about? This dude has.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think it kind of adds to the lore because to a certain extent, and we'll talk about this later, some of this was ahead of its time. And so then the fact that it was done in the late 70s, but then not really seen until after the millennium is a way to be like, well,
Absolutely.
wow,
Absolutely.
Can I jump into the...
Please.
Okay, so the first thing that locked me into this film when we were watching it at the Can, it's exactly what you're talking about right there, Trevor. It was the fact that in scenes that are supposed to be in the film that we cannot see any visible microphones even on set and stuff, the fact that there are hidden cameras, hidden microphones and stuff, I was like, this is way before its time. And they're shooting the film in multiple ways, but they're also shooting with those real effects of hiding absolutely everything at all. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's reality TV long
shit.
before and different levels of mediation. And there's a lot going on, even if it's a somewhat rough way to present it. Because as we'll get to, we have a runtime of 1 hour and 24 minutes for effects. But also, this was produced on a shoestring, and we're talking shoestring. Budget of $55,000.
That was fundraised.
And that's adjusted?
by the people making it.
Yeah.
From France and family. Like, that's where they got the loot for this.
Hey, that's what I'm working on, the same kind of projects. We're doing the same thing.
Finding the coins in the couch, putting them towards the production.
There it is.
But the three principal filmmakers on effects were Dusty Nelson, Pascal Bouba, and John Harrison. So Nelson wrote the screenplay and directed. Bouba was a producer and the editor. And then Harrison did the music and also starred in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So these three met while working in telecom in Pittsburgh, and all three were part of the crew for George A. Romero's 1977 film Martin. Effects was set and shot around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, right around the same time that Romero was creating the classic zombie flick Dawn of the Dead in 78, which was a real Poppycock episode. Season 1, episode 3.
Go listen to it.
The good shit.
A good one. And so then not much.
Bing, bong,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pew. Fucking fuckboy, that helicopter motherfucker. But not much biographical information on director Dusty Nelson. Certainly lots of production work over the years with 4 other films directed, but nothing over a 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. But one quote from his mini bio did make me smile.
Okay.
When Dusty Nelson was 8, his father told him that it did not matter what kind of baseball mitt he had. It only mattered that he could catch. So Dusty has been learning to catch with various cameras and words ever since.
Okay.
That's good writing.
That's
I
good
don't mind that
blurb.
at all.
That's a good blurb.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So yeah, we've got with the cast Joseph Pilato as cinematographer Dominic. And so Pilato's most famous role was Captain Henry Rhodes in George Romero's 1985 zombie movie Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. Yes. The Unhinged.
And Pilato also had a small role in Dawn of the Dead, where he was then also a Dean Martin impersonator in the Jackrabbit Slim scene in Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
So just some of the little background things.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Continuing on with the cast, we have Susan Chapek as Gaffer Celeste. And that's all I've got for her.
I wonder if Susan Chapek is actually a gaffer, and that was just the whole thing was they actually had a gaffer that was good enough at doing the role.
Yeah.
And she didn't do a bad job. It's just that acting was not something that she pursued in her life.
And she wasn't supposed to seem like an actor in this film, so why not cast someone that does not have the acting skills?
Yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. Because,
and maybe they also bring Crafty to work. I don't know. Like, it's a $55,000 budget.
Yeah, no,
everybody's got to bring something.
And then we have John Harrison as the filmmaker Lacey in the movie. And then, as mentioned before, Harrison also did the music for effects. So Harrison went from being the zombie stabbed in the ear with a screwdriver in Dawn of the Dead to then being both the composer and first assistant director on Romero flicks Creepshow and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Harrison also wrote and directed the 3-part year 2000 miniseries Frank Herbert's Dune, which led him to be an executive producer on the Dune and Dune 2 big budget flicks in the 2020s.
Oh, so we've been doing all kinds of things.
Make some money.
Doing some
Make some money.
And seeing that guy who, these are huge $100 million fucking budgeted movies, being the executive producer on that, coming from this spot in this movie effects is pretty cool to see that transition.
Yeah.
He also wrote Disney's Dinosaurs, apparently.
Okay. Never seen it, but okay.
The fuck? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that he's been working on. Oh, yeah.
And doing the music too.
Yeah.
Ooh,
but with the cast continuing on, we have Deborah Gordon as Rita, who is also called Mona as the actress in the film within a film.
Yes.
But Gordon was a zombie in both Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, and a background dancer in Flashdance.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love Flashdance.
Oh.
Hey, maybe we could do that one.
We still have to do Dirty Dancing because we got to do that 1987 shit.
We might have to do a whole dance segment. Yeah.
Gotta do it. We could do a whole season on 87, but please continue.
Well, nobody puts Baby in a corner, but we do have Bernard McKenna as Barney. Who is also called Arthur in the film within a film.
Yeah.
And one other role, he was in Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Really?
Oh, he's in Life of Brian?
Okay.
Oh, that's worth a watch.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Huge Monty Python fan.
No.
I'm going to go on record and say I don't know if we're covering any of those films on this podcast.
What about Time Bandits?
It's maybe.
No? Time Bandits is still hilarious to me. Like, it's still,
Growing up in the nerd community, that stuff just got so fucking baked out of me. Everyone making every joke about Python and quoting
That's
the whole
exactly
thing.
why I said Time Bandits,
That
because
is the
it's in the universe,
softest
but it is not a Monty Python like esque. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like the Holy Grail or the Holy. You know what I mean?
Because that's a collaboration with the folks that did like. I'll have to. I'm falling down mine hole.
No,
I'll dig it up. Terry
Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam.
Yeah.
Is that a Gilliam?
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to do it. I dig Time Bandits, but yeah.
And I like going deeper routes where it's not doing the same thing that anybody else or everybody else has already done. But really rounding out the cast and basically finishing up what the real basic facts will be is talking about Tom Savini as Nicky. And so
Savini.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was my
That's your
Savini.
That was my Jawa. If a Jawa was to say Savini instead of Utini. Savini.
But Savini is the real heavy hitter out of the creators of effects. So known for his work as a makeup artist and special effects technician, Savini was given the nickname the Sultan of Splatter. Although fans of the show Dexter would know the word is actually spatter, not splatter, as in a blood spatter analysis.
Ooh, I thought you were talking about a different spatter.
But yeah, well, I mean, we're popping off all over the place here with so regardless of the extra L in that nickname, Savini has earned many W's for his special effects work in films like Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th, Maniac, Creepshow, Day of the Dead, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren, who we just covered, and 1993's hidden gem, Killing Zoe.
Okay.
But Savini acted in many of those films he did special effects for, and additionally had notable acting roles in From Dusk Till Dawn, which we showed
Wishmaster.
the cock gun up there. But then Planet Terror, Machete, and Django Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a real piece of work.
Yeah.
So then Savini runs the Tom Savini Special Effects Makeup Effects Program, the Special Makeup Effects Program, at a school in Pennsylvania. And so then if he's given offers to do special effects stuff on movies these days, he actually gives them to like the graduates of his school and the people who are students in his class.
Oh, that's awesome. Get them into the business,
Ooh,
Savini.
Teach
That's
one,
how you
reach
do it.
one.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Get them in that. Get
Ooh,
them out
so you're
there.
saying he's available to a certain extent. Like we
Alright.
could reach out to that
mean-
company and actually kind of work with, because we
No,
do
I'm
have that
saying
one
it's
project where
Pittsburgh.
we need some. Ooh,
I didn't hear you
Trevor.
say it, but I'm looking at this graphic here. Is this old girl from The Exorcist?
It looks like
Uh,
it, but I don't think he had part of the 1973 or
I don't
74.
either.
I think he
Which
does
is why I
recreations
asked.
as well.
Okay.
He does
That's why I asked.
recreations.
So this
and
is part of
rework.
just
Okay.
like learning how to do makeup and
Okay.
masks in general and using various. The power of
Sorry,
Christ
Like,
Christ
it
compels
looks like
you.
she just said that.
The power of Christ compels you, listeners and
Yes.
viewers, tell your friends, subscribe to this podcast.
Please.
Yeah.
And-
Actually, just you know what? I'm done asking. Tell them, just take your friend's phone.
Press the
And-
buttons.
and
You know
smash the
what they
button.
already use to listen to podcasts. If they tell
Come
you
on.
to listen to podcasts, just
Come
go ahead
on.
and listen to. Poppycock is easy to spell. Real, REEL.
Yeah.
You know what? Just do it.
You know,
I'm done
you know
asking.
what else I would like to ask the Poppycock faithful to do for me personally?
Ooh,
Find someone that appreciates Star Wars and send them my way, please. I'm wasting
Oh,
good
'cause we're not
material
high.
here. When I say Savini and they don't get the reference, Even if
all
you
I
hate
know,
Star
all
Wars,
I know is
every
that Han shot Greedo first. We can
yes,
start there.
Han absolutely shot first. Now, what I was gonna say is,
Okay.
even if you just fucking hate Star Wars and you're not a fan of the franchise and whatnot, everybody, especially if you're going to consider yourself movie people, should know Utini.
Utini. See,
Everybody
Savini, though,
should know
I just
Utini.
hey, I just don't
But
judge
it rhymes
each.
with Savini, Utini. I mean, it all works.
I don't judge each other's pronunciation.
And so the
I
next
just
time we're together
assumed it
off
was
of
a
the
different
pod and we're
accent.
having drinks, and somebody gives me a martini, and I say martini. Just
I'm
no,
in.
that's a
Now
that's a
I'm
Star
in.
Wars reference.
That's the way to
Okay.
do it.
Utini.
Utini.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
All
Well, I
right,
think
well,
we've set the
we've
table.
set it up.
Yeah, man.
We're
Okay.
gonna go get a snack before we get into
Let's
this.
do it.
I'm gonna go get me a
Because
Savini's.
I definitely
Giardini.
I could definitely use a snack.
Let's do it.
Yes, yes, yes. While a small film crew are shooting a low-budget horror movie in a house in the woods, the lines between reality and fiction start to blur, and the movie slowly starts to turn into a snuff film. And that is the synopsis according to IMDb. All right.
It's such
And
a
a
good
snuff
start.
film
That's
for
parts of
those
it.
who live in a happy fairyland. What is a snuff film?
It's definitely not a Jim Henson thing, right? It has
No.
nothing to do with Snuffleupagus at
No,
all.
no. It's
Do not be distracted.
Yeah, so what a snuff film is it's a movie that it takes place and is centered around people that like to stuff their lip full of
Right.
chew
it's,
and spit into
It's
cans.
inhalable tobacco.
Yeah.
You can breathe. No.
Oh, no,
Dear
not that
listeners,
snuff film?
No, it is this type of snuff film is the conceit of a snuff film is that what someone's going to see in this film is an actual death on film,
Oh.
acted out.
Okay.
That is the conceit.
Okay, that's okay.
Make
that's
it
Snuff.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to a certain
Shot
effect,
in dirty, dark basements and traded on
right.
VHS cassettes.
Secrets
on
that
the
you hear
dark
about
web.
that somebody
Yes.
told you that they
Yes.
saw.
Yes.
I am of a certain age where I remember something called Faces of Death. Also, there were things
Absolutely.
at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rotten.com. We had
It's a lot of fucked up shit that you
bum
could. Yes.
fights. Like there was a lot of humanity just being put on display in disgusting ways. I think that this film was trying to ask the question: how close can we get to that?
It seems
Long.
like that's
Yeah.
kind of the part of the ethos of what this is.
You
want to
know
talk
what's
about.
fucked all the way up?
Please,
I was
Tell
a
me how it's fucked up.
total fan of the bum fights.
It was definitely a thing that was
It's you think back on it, it's terrible.
personally I
Terrible.
prefer it when it is a big black man that is a professional boxer or a bare knuckle boxer in the streets.
Yeah.
Like went by the name of Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo
Slice.
That's the kind of stuff. At least that was sanctioned to a certain extent. Like
Sanctioned.
it wasn't bum fights.
Yeah,
at least,
sanctioned by the viewers that were there to.
I mean,
If
I
that
guess
man
he did get a
punched you in
steak.
the side of the head, like that's just
Oh.
an instant concussion.
I think
Oh.
he might have literally.
Killed a guy.
You know, it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
It shocked them
All right.
to death.
So the movie Effects
Yes.
is based off the story Snuff by
Yes.
William H. Mooney. But then in the movie Effects, there is a film within a film being made, but then also another secret film being made behind the scenes titled Duped, the Snuff movie.
The Snuff movie.
It is a film within a film within another film that's
Yeah.
about some other films and people making a
Yeah.
film. It's
And not everyone
And-
knows what's
and-
going on.
Yes, and I'm going to, start with the caveat that you're probably going to have to watch this more than once
yeah.
I think that's a
to
good...
really understand and comprehend what is going on. A single watch, unless you are just on top of all of your shit, there's some things that you're just not gonna grasp, and it'll be over your head, and then you're gonna be looking at it like,
And it's not. It's the
What the fuck did
filmmaker's
I just watch?
intention.
Yeah.
It's the
Right.
it's not your fault.
Well-
I feel like it's. I guess I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like it's the intention is for you to want to watch it again
I got
because
yeah.
because the whole thing is
That's
a
being
bad
generous.
narrative.
That's being
He
generous.
said it's being generous.
I think there's
a
a certain aspect of that when you only have $55,000 to do something,
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
maybe it's
Yeah.
not fully thought out. That
We
there's
Yeah.
going to
probably-
be some aspects of that. Does this all make sense within the universe
Right.
even that they've created
Right.
in this film?
I agree
keep
with
forgetting
We
about
can
the
say- I agree.
55,000 of it all.
Right.
There's probably a lot of stuff they didn't get to shoot.
Fair enough.
Oh,
And-
absolutely.
and
So
I
you're
would.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's-
there is
Oh, yeah.
there is merit to this piece of art, but I do think there's an aspect of, like, all right, is this really shown in the way where it all makes sense? And so we're going to
Yeah.
try to describe it the best way we can, but one aspect of at least the accessibility to it, I did have a better time understanding what was going on when I watched with the subtitles on the second
Okay.
time that I
Yep.
watched it, because it did lay out some of the names of the characters,
Yep.
because some of these characters have multiple names.
Yeah.
And look
so
very
then-
similar. and
Yeah.
are playing multiple roles.
Yeah,
as
that's part of the
characters and
confusing
people
part
on
of it
set.
too.
And Casey, I think you did mention there was audio.
I did find that at least where I watched it on Tubi, it was available in audio description as well. So I'm gonna watch it again in that context because I feel like that's gonna be a very interesting way to get a different context of what, like, how could they even describe it? I don't even know
Right.
what you could do with it.
Right.
And maybe it just helps understand so much more because they're telling things that maybe we're supposed to be being shown, but that we're
Yep.
not being shown in a way that makes it easy to understand.
Yep.
And so
Yep. I
Mhm.
watched. Speaking of that, I watched Watchmen recently. That way,
Yeah.
with audio description.
Yeah.
Really, really helpful. Not that it's a bad film in any way, but it's amazing to have all the additional context of them
Okay.
kind of laying out to you who's
Okay.
doing these things and interacting in spaces before you can
Yeah.
pick up on it as a viewer that doesn't understand what the fuck's happening yet.
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
effects kind of starts out where we see all this like studio stuff and it says duped the Snuff movie. And then it gets into this shower and shaving scene to start the movie that was sexy and sudsy for sure, but
Yeah.
with just a split second of sweet, sweet side boob. And so this scene gets my first poppycock
Ooh,
because a low budget genre pick, you're going to be encouraged to have, gratuity.
Right.
Upping the side boob screen time should have been a no-brainer.
No brainer.
You're saying there was some side boob left on the cutting room floor.
I don't know, but
It
it's
was-
just like a...
Yeah. And
didn't
in all
even see it.
honesty, like, so
I was freaked the fuck
first
out.
viewing, it's rolling. I'm like, oh, we've got credit nudity. Like, that's a plus. But
And
it
when I
stopped
watched it
at
in
the
Can
crack.
Can, everyone in the Can did go, woo.
Yeah.
Because we're used to doing
Yeah.
that.
We did have some suds running
Yeah,
down
running
a butt
down,
crack.
down the top of the crack of a booty.
They'll usually
you
call
know?
out like a time
the
signature.
quote
like if
twister,
someone's
dripping down the back of the crack of a booty. But yeah,
You even said that with the speed that
that was beautiful.
tongue twister would fucking say it with. But yeah. So we
the
have
quote
that was
twister one time.
That was
Yeah.
Rita up there, and she's acting
Yes.
in this horror film that they're shooting within the movie. And then you've kind of got this other character, Barney, who's in the mirror with a, straight razor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she's having these hallucinations
Yeah.
within the horror movie.
Yeah.
But it also just makes it confusing.
It makes it
because
confusing
You're
as
already
hell.
wondering what's going on.
Yeah,
what's
what is
real,
going
what's
on?
happening.
Because then Barney pops into the room
from the
Asking-
other side.
from the other side.
talking about things happening in the real world.
In the real world that
as
they're
they
in.
are making a film
Yeah.
together.
Yes.
So
You
then
d-
I'm like, was that a scene in the film that she's remembering? Did they shoot that previously?
is this part of the film?
Is this part of
Mhm.
the film?
You know, like if you were watching like the movie Duped at the theater, is this her flashbacks that she's having?
what
so,
did they see in Duped?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till
Yes. So like yes, it's confusing off the bat.
And the character is also smoking dope, and that
Yeah.
brings up Poppycock number 2 because
Ooh.
she has a lighter that just brings up this
The
giant,
crack torch.
huge
we all
flame.
talked.
She
we,
had the
we yelled
crack
that
torch.
At Can too. I was like, even when I was a youngster that didn't smoke, and I still hated people that smoked because I didn't
Yeah.
understand what anyone was doing. I would tweak up my lighters like that all the time because I was using it for a campfire usually. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
So a tweaked out lighter
Yes.
is totally fine for that. And I would tell people, especially ones with facial hair, do not.
Beware.
Look,
You lighten
beware.
this up.
But she
And,
just does
uh,
it whoosh.
Yeah, no, we
just-
call that the crack torch.
That's the
That is definitely a lighter used to heat up the bottom of a spoon.
Yeah, because it's covering
Or
a lot of surface area.
To it's covering a lot, or light up the crack torch. The crack
Mhm.
pipe. And so I'm with you.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah, I am
ridiculous.
with
It's
you. Like
ridiculous.
that was way too much flame to light that joint. But then
Also, she
they're
must have
talking
burnt
about
that
this
thing out real
party
quick.
that they're gonna go to and everything, and he's like, it doesn't matter. Everybody's gonna be high at this party anyway. Like, which reminds me, I got a few lines chopped up in the other room. She's like, good, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna.
I do like that everyone, like, no matter what's happening and how disorienting it gets,
Yeah,
everyone's always like, yeah, I'll do some drugs.
yeah. Yeah.
Which
So-
also could be a good recommendation for those who are watching this movie. But
Handle your high,
Regardless, we-
do whatever you get into that is legal and acceptable
Yeah.
and whatever means you have. But I would definitely
Yeah.
agree that, like,
No, be in an altered state.
because this movie's going to...
it takes some patience.
Yeah,
and it's
yes,
pretty
yes,
goofy.
being an
But we start
altered
to
state.
see that something is amiss because the director of this horror film, Lacey, goes to a room and he starts looking at a mirror. And then he pulls the mirror aside and we see that there is a hidden camera behind this mirror.
Creep.
Okay, this
creep
was my
shit.
first. This is my first poppycock, and I called it out
Okay.
in the theater.
Yeah.
I said poppycock again because I was like, oh yeah, because film reel cameras back then were so quiet that you could hide it behind a mirror, as if you wouldn't hear that thing running.
Just clicking and clicking
Clicking
and
and
clicking.
clicking.
I
yeah.
think the camera was behind a wall and the mirror
You
was
would've
covering
heard-
a spot in
Yeah.
the wall.
the level of sound dampening that you would have had to have in that weirdly built, cramped,
Yeah.
awkward house, which they do stack a lot into.
And just
but
maybe
that was my first Poppycock.
just I
for
get it.
sure.
Yeah.
There's
And,
no way.
yeah.
So then that was also a bit of a tip off to me that there's no way that people don't know them when that is running.
Well, I mean,
There's
we
no
do
way it
we do
doesn't.
know that Celeste knows, and so
Yeah.
Celeste is the one who's acting as the gaffer on this film. But then
Yeah.
she does this whole Shakespeare
Yeah.
soliloquy in front of the mirror, and she says, "Eat it up, Lacey," or some shit like that. So she knows
Yeah.
that there's a fucking camera behind. it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and she's like doing some
of
fucking lines and shit.
Celeste. I'm glad you brought Celeste up
Oh,
because
well,
yes, Celeste is gonna trigger the pop quiz for this episode. All right, listen.
Yeah.
All right, so not gonna lie, was tough to find some pop quiz questions in this. I managed to come with 4, not the normal 5.
I had no idea you were even gonna do
Okay,
that part.
so I was able to come up with some pop quiz questions. So this is the effects pop quiz. And the reason why hearing her name triggered the pop quiz horn is because and we've been saying it already,
Mhm.
but the question that's going to start off today's pop quiz is and before that, I'm sorry. Let me explain to the noobs what the pop quiz is. The pop quiz is, with the majority of the movies that we watch, I will take out the time in one of my viewings to carve out some questions from the movie to ask my co-host, just to see how much they paid attention, see how much on top of their shit they are in regards to this movie. After I'm finished, the host that has the most points is, that episode's movie buff of the day and whatnot.
Ooh,
And
see,
yeah,
that's a nice little tag onto it.
the
actually.
movie buff of the
day. just
day,
sold
the
the
movie
fucking
buff
thing to
of
me.
the
That's kind of
day.
my favorite part of this.
In the past, the points have been able to be traded in, for various things. Also, candy earned for correct
Yes,
answers
that
and
has worked
things
out.
like that. You know what I mean? Not today, though. Today, this is just for fun and games and for the title of effects buff.
Okay.
Okay?
Can I maybe ask for one? Maybe
You can
prize
ask. I guarantee
allotment?
nothing.
Okay. Just specifically for this film, I wonder if maybe we could get an allotment of Cairo or sugar syrup and red dye so that we could make our own splatter effects of bloods.
Our own spatter effects, okay?
That is the classic. I think that's what the mix
Yeah.
is like
Okay.
Cairo syrup
All right.
and
I'll have
food
to decide
coloring.
over the course of the episode.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
We'll see how it runs.
All right, here we go. Whoever's fastest with this, like I said, it's been said so many times. Celeste, typically, an actor is working in what position?
Gaffer,
of the,
mate. That's my old gaffer, mate.
Celeste is a gaffer. Point to KC. All right, all
It's one of my
right.
It might be
jobs.
different syrup, but if you want to take a swig of Vermont maple syrup
Ooh.
from a big giant jug we have
Don't
in
you
the
threaten me
fridge-
with a good
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
I might just do that anyway. You
Okay.
can't stop me.
So when we came back from our snack break, Trevor was wearing an umbrella hat. Nikki was wearing an umbrella hat in the bar. What college logo was on that umbrella?
College logo that was on the umbrella, I'm going to say was...
It looks like Trevor knows this.
I'm trying to think of what is it the Pittsburgh Tigers?
It is Pitt. That is it. Well, that's their
wait,
Pitt.
it's Pitney Lions?
No,
not that
that's
Pitt?
that's Penn State, Nittany
Penn.
Lions.
That's
But this was just Pitt. This was
I
Pitt.
just call them a niggas.
Yeah. It was Pitt. So point to
Okay.
Trevor there. Yes,
Not
Pitt
fair.
was the
That's
logo that was
sports.
on there. Okay. So while filming solo shots of Barney in the beginning of the movie, what two teams are playing in the game that Barney suggests they get tickets to go see?
Browns and Steelers.
It is the Browns and the Steelers. Yes,
Mm.
point to Trevor.
Okay.
It was the Browns and the Steelers. All right, you have an opportunity to tie it up.
Oh, no.
And if you
I'm doing
tie it up on
fine.
this last question, though, you both will be considered buffs of effects. Okay.
Right. We could
All
be
right.
effects. we
Okay,
could be
you're gonna be
buff.
effects buffs.
Ooh.
All right. They explain this because Dom asks. He asks Celeste, "How did Lacey get rich?"
Oh, Okay, so something about his
Shits
parents
with
having
his dad.
parents having the plane, and then the plane blew up.
That's exactly what I've got here. He got rich from his
Right.
parents. They owned a plane.
That's
it
great.
blew up.
I absolutely, you 100% nailed that one. That
So
is fantastic.
yeah,
Trevor.
so that was it. So Trevor, 3 of the 4. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm feeling pretty buff. I did a couple push-ups on set break, and so
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing push-ups?
Yeah.
Hey, I told
Yeah.
you don't do push-ups unless you're going to go get that mirror.
There you go. So Trevor is today's film buff. So congratulations there. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So let's
well
get back.
earned, well earned.
Yeah,
You
like
watched it
so, like
many
I said, let's
times.
get back to it. And so we Celeste triggered the pop quiz, and I want to call Poppycock
Okay.
on Celeste in general.
Mm.
Way too much say in the film to be a gaffer.
I was.
She
really
had an
trying to figure
opinion
it out.
on every fucking thing, and like they actually, I mean, Lacey kind of like
Here's the
brushed her
thing.
off,
Here's the
but
thing.
I'm like, you're a gaffer.
Now she's the gaffer on the horror film being shot within the film, but I think she has a more important role
Right.
on the secret film being
I got
shot.
you.
Right.
So, but she did have a lot of things to say about the film that they're shooting,
I'm
and
gonna-
not the.
I'm going to
like-
fully agree with you, Ed,
Mhm.
because the issue is no matter what your position is and what your skills are and what your abilities are, when you're that role,
Yeah,
you do what that role. If you're a
Gotcha.
guitar
Yeah.
player
I got you. Yeah,
that can also sing,
yeah.
but you're not singing in this band, we don't need you singing.
We don't play the guitar.
And
Shut the
usually
fuck up.
a director. Well, exactly.
Yeah, so
Usually that's what it-
be
it's
a
a bit of a
gaffer and shut the
poppycock.
fuck up. That's where I was at.
Because
with,
there are
with
many
Celeste.
times that I'm on a
And-
gig and I'm like, I
yeah,
would do that
I don't.
different.
I don't want to
But
jump
that's
too
not
far
my fucking
because
shit.
we're at the bar.
Yeah, we got
This
the
is
bar
where we meet
scene.
Celeste.
Yeah, we are
We're at the
crashing
bar.
into the bar.
Okay, we're at
crashing
the
into
bar. So in this shot for anybody that's viewing, we've got Celeste on the far left here. We got Savini in the middle, and then our guy Dom, who Pilato made this movie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was fuckable.
No.
Hey, he's a cute little twank.
I think he did his thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Dom is the run through of the movie who, like, his character we would somewhat identify with, but also he's a good actor.
He did
And-
a
Right.
good job. in
And what's
this.
his role? Okay, so he is a good actor, as in an actor in the world that we live in.
Yes.
In this film, he's also kind of a good actor, and he's a cinematographer.
Yes, he's the cinematographer.
Um,
To his knowledge, he is just the cinematographer.
and it's the best gaffer he's ever worked with, and he's never worked with this director
Right.
before and doesn't
Right.
know them very well. And
Right.
here's where I'm going to call another poppycock.
Please.
As a person that's trying to get into more film work, and I'm usually doing like weird conventions and stuff, but I still would like to know who I'm going to be working with beforehand, know what roles we're covering. Like you said, we're discussing this stuff. When we're at this set and they don't even know that Savini's character is a person that's going to be working with them, let
Yeah.
alone that he's, and it's so fuzzy
Yeah.
to the point that I was like, how
So-
do they not know each
Yeah,
other yet?
Celeste and,
Because
and
Celeste
Dom
knows
do
him already.
not know who the hell
Nikki
Nikki is.
Or do
but they
they?
were
Well,
filming.
or
So,
do
well,
they?
no, they.
I,
Yeah, I get
think
it.
that Dom has no reason to know who Nikki is whatsoever. But the fact that Celeste and Nikki haven't met at this point means that the director Lacey is still keeping aspects of this entire film away from even people like Celeste
that-
who
that
know
are in on-
more
that are
of
in
what's
on
going
it.
Yeah.
So, this movie starts with shots being filmed. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Because
So
there's also the coffee scene in the morning where there's like flashing of
yeah.
different faces and effects to each other.
So
Where
help
are
me
they
out
having
here.
coffee and talking about shooting the
And,
shit and shooting the film,
Yeah.
or are they just doing like we do before pre-production, where I say some words to each other?
Because
so I can just
and maybe y'all
capture
could
them.
clear this up for me. So did Celeste and Dom know each other prior to this bar?
Celeste and Dom had already been working together on a film.
On the film.
Yes. But they're
Okay.
just getting to know each other.
Okay.
Nikki's
Because the way they
already-
talk, it's like they didn't know each other at all.
And Nikki is meeting Celeste, but knows that he is going to be working with Celeste. at
Which
this-
brings me
in
to
this
my
bar.
next
So he's
question.
also being
They
he's
have
doing
no
white
clue.
knight bullshit where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to get in this fight with you," although she's the one that does the
They
fucking kick.
okay, yes,
Celeste
but
kicks
they
his
have
fucking ass.
yes, they have no clue who Nikki is, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well,
Take a good look at this picture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm damn near like, yo, who the fuck is you? Like you over my shoulder asking me for lights?
Dude,
Like he's in
they
there
seem
like
to
he
get
knows
upset.
them.
Ed, if you're forgetting your times, what is that one that's a cactus on the IU campus? What's that bar's name?
Oh, you got
y'all
me.
didn't go there. You went to fucking Ball State.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, but
Trevor
there's
went to IU.
Yeah, there was a cactus thing, wasn't there? I don't know. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. They had a roller rink in there as well, and a bunch of country music in different sections.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know. I went.
All I know is this
Motherfucker's bumping you on.
Nikki
Maybe
is
let's go to
way
broader
too
roller.
comfortable, like getting up in they shit.
Yep.
As if he
for
knew
them
them
to
already.
not know
As-
who he is.
Which makes the film feel like another shot of this scene. We
Yeah.
would have reminded the actors, y'all don't know each
I'm
other
kind
yet.
of
You don't
calling
come in
Poppycock
that-
here.
That's
So
familiar.
it ain't no kind of. I'm calling
I'll get all
Poppycock
over it
because
if
I
I may.
think in the making of this movie they lost their timeline.
There is some continuity
this
errors
editing
over the
thing.
course.
Yeah, they lost
of
their
the movie.
timeline. He's way too familiar with them to be a total stranger to both. of them.
Exactly. It does feel like this dance scene was supposed to be like after the dinner that they're gonna go
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
or the little cookout thing. And then there's the argument where he's like,
And it was
"Hey, if
shot
I
at
knew that
different times. It was
you,
shot at different
it would
times
be- I wouldn't have
because
been that
he's
way."
mad familiar, but they do get into a little scuffle a little later in the scene
Mhm.
where Nikki straight knocks Dom, like he knocks his head off his shoulders, like
And Celeste comes to the rescue and
Yeah.
gives him a nice standing broad kick right to
right
the
to the
midsection.
right to the
Very
right
good karate
to the middle,
choreography.
right to the solar plexus.
So I'm assuming she's a gaffer, she's an actress, she does choreography,
Nah,
she
like-
does capoeira.
and
like she's a
She's a bad bitch that takes no shit.
She also seems to know a bit about anatomy because we get to the next scene and we start talking about some effects. And we've got this foot-leg combination,
Yes.
and there's
Ooh.
supposed to be some blood spurting and whatnot. And so Celeste says that the audience won't believe spurts of blood, and Lacey says they'll believe whatever we
Whatever.
show
They'll
them.
believe whatever we show them.
And so then Celeste
Which is
really
filmmaking.
hacks
Facts.
at this
Facts.
prop foot, and she's just going at it, and then she
Yeah.
gets blood splattered on her, which doesn't really show as much as I'd like, but it does show a little bit. But Lacey has
It's
the
very-
ultimate line of, "Nobody has ever gone broke underestimating the intelligence of an audience."
Exactly.
Which was all the way facts.
I was like, that's
All the way
kind
facts.
of good writing.
Yeah,
that's one of those
yes,
things where you
yes.
write that into a script and you're like,
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
hey, that's good.
that one stays.
good,
Yeah, we're not getting rid of that one.
But yeah, for people viewing, take a look at that. This is Savini blood.
That's
all
what
the
I'm saying.
way.
Cairo syrup
All the
and
way.
red food
Yeah,
coloring.
all the way. This
I
is
used to use
Savini.
casein paint as well when I was
Okay.
like doing stagehand work or
Okay.
theater work.
Yeah.
That's that like milk based.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is Dawn of the Dead blood if I ever seen it.
100%,
Yeah, and you gotta
100%.
imagine like I didn't know, Trevor, until you told us during the Real Basic Facts that there was a Blu-ray release as well, because that seems like such a weird thing to do to such an old film. But at the same time, if they're gonna add things to it, I'd be into it.
Yeah.
I think it was like one 35mm film was found from the original, and so they processed that and made the high definition like copy of it,
Which is
eventually.
awesome.
Just
Which
cleaned
is
it
awesome.
up as much. I mean,
Yeah.
and it shows like there is a difference when you have older film and it was shown in a different format.
Mm-hmm.
That blood probably didn't look quite
Yeah.
as Kool-Aid
Yeah.
red blood as it does.
We
to
did
us
talk
now.
about that during the Dawn of the Dead, where
Yeah.
some of it ended up almost looking blue because
Right.
of the way that where it looked in like real life when they were shooting it, and then what it looked like on film.
On
was
film,
slightly
yeah.
different.
Yeah. So this is a prime example of Celeste overstepping her gaffer responsibilities.
Yeah,
This
and she really
particular
is just,
scene
like,
where
got a
she's
lot of
just
thoughts,
like,
lot
yeah,
of
she's like, we
input.
can't have it splat. Like, there's no arteries down there. Blood only, squirts like that. If
Where
ar-
that's not like a gaffer's thing. Like,
Yeah,
you're
like, you
paying
do
attention
get-
to completely different
Yeah, like-
aspects of this film.
yeah. And so
They're on set.
you don't know yet that she's in on the Snuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, I bet she'd be
So
a great
it does.
actor.
It,
I mean,
yeah. So it does.
Great
Like because it sounds like Dom is doing his best to get her into this flick,
Yeah.
and
Dom's just
Lacey's
And
like,
she's
nah.
Because that's
saying
his white
really
knight thing.
subtle. So
Yeah.
the whole thing is she's just telling Lacey that what he's doing isn't subtle. and he's going for the exploitive. He's going for the sensational, and part of that's because I think there's still something where even if Celeste is in on the whole secret film with Lacey, Lacey still has plans that Celeste does not know about.
Right.
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 Because Lacey has another film that has other cameras and another crew that's shooting another.
Which she's also aware of, but they're going to
To-
go to additional lengths that she may not be aware
And
of.
everybody
which we'll
has
get to
different
eventually.
hours where you can
And,
send
uh,
people
It
away.
is confusing, though.
It is.
confusing.
It's very confusing. This is also when I made my mind up that Lacey was a bitch. Because
Lacey's a
Dom
bitch.
asked him
Lacey's
if
a
he wants a
fucking bitch.
sandwich. Like, I'm going into town to get a burger. Do you want one? And he just walked.
Doesn't
like,
say a
didn't
word.
say a word. Just kept walking on him.
That
Thank
was my
you,
next
Ed.
poppycock.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes.
Ed.
Yeah, that's
Everyone,
bitch shit.
Yes, that is a.
What
that is
kind
a,
of dick doesn't even say?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like a burger. Thanks for offering. Well,
Like, just asshole.
it
like
is
if
Dominic holding up the bloody leg when he's like, "Hey, do you want
Yeah.
a burger?
You want a
But-
burger? But yeah, you
walks
can at
away.
least
This
say
is
yes or
supposed
no.
to
Like, you ain't even
be-
got to get to the no.
Right. It's supposed to be comrades. It's supposed to be people who do things together. And
I think
Lacey's kind of
I
got
think I
this
said that out loud. I was like, what a bitch.
yeah.
And at this
A
point,
bitch.
he's a what a bitch. And it was at this
Well-
point, too, I realized it wasn't Dan Aykroyd playing
Oh.
Lacey. Because for some reason in my mind, I couldn't get those faces off of each other.
Yeah.
They
And
were kind of trading places.
Yeah,
with,
yeah, definitely.
Aykroyd would have taken the advantage at that point to just say, I'm vegan or something, instead of just walking away and not even asking for a fucking burger.
But these
Right.
talks of burgers kind of make me feel like a little bit of a snack break real quick.
You thinking about ooh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Bloody feet.
Bloody feet. Yeah.
Definitely reminds me of Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the
Very Dawn
definitely.
of the
You know,
Dead.
I actually looked up if old John had anything to do with the music on Dawn of the Dead, and he did not.
Which is
Um,
weird, but they definitely all are like in the same zone.
Absolutely. I had to look it up. I was like, did he have something to do with that? But yeah, but
that point, yeah.
no. So, but we've determined Lacey's a dick. Okay, and so
Because he's
we're
a nepo baby too.
Yeah,
He's got that whole vibe
yep,
of like,
yep.
oh, like his parents blew up,
Yep.
which is like,
Yep.
okay, obviously that's a lie. His parents blew up in a plane crash, and
probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
if so,
Probably absolutely has
Yep.
something to do with it.
big if true.
Yeah, you know. 'Cause
But we
I
kind
gotta-
of
I gotta
even
make this
know that the other characters in the movie kind of think Lacey's a dick, because then we've got this scene where Lacey and Barney are playing gin with each other, and Nikki comes in, and Nikki starts cheating for Barney by telling Barney basically what cards. But then, this gets into some cocaine-related shenanigans.
Yeah.
And clearly the people who are making this movie within a movie are a big fan of this drug.
There's some
And
cocananigans
Woo!
for sure.
Like,
Cocananigans.
Yeah, they are mega fans of the Coke, and
with anybody who's ever done that before, there's going to be some conversations that don't go anywhere. And I'm not saying that this part of the movie doesn't go anywhere, but it certainly is padded as far as some of the runtime is concerned. We have some long talking out things. Some of it's interesting, some of it's funny, but it's also, we want to get to where this shit's actually a fucking horror movie. And
Right. And that and I think that was the. So I think in the grand scheme of things, for the people that don't dig this film, or
Which is
will only
a
watch-
fair assessment,
Yeah.
especially if you only watch it once and
Pacing.
and no one let you know what you were going into.
It's pacing.
I think it's very, very easy to dislike this film.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
it's
pacing.
difficult to not spoil it to a certain extent. But the pacing, yes,
It's
is
the pacing.
confusing.
Yes, the pacing. But yeah,
Well,
I don't
and
know,
we've got
Casey,
some cool,
can-
we've
can
got some
you
cool
throw-
shots.
yeah. Can you
like-
throw up this first graphic? It's Barney
and this top hat.
and this top
Top
hat.
hat
Yeah,
Barney.
This is where they're playing.
Sometimes
the
Barney's really
gin.
cool.
Yeah, the gin rum.
Sometimes I like
I could not
Barney,
get a beat
but,
on this guy. Like
yeah.
I could not put a finger on if he's cool or if he's not,
I've
or
got
like
Barney's
what's
vibe.
going on.
Barney is playing the person that is always uncomfortable in the room and pretending to be.
Okay.
So, but even though he does his job, like it doesn't seem like he's a fuck up, right? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And so Barney, at least in the
Who
real
is
life
he?
of this movie, Barney and Rita are married, and they're playing opposite each other
yeah.
as like Arthur and Mona.
And
I
Mona.
believe.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes he's climbing up the stairs and actually attacking her.
And there's more hallucinations in some of the film within a film that are seen, but then we're also just getting into like Lacey's making this movie, and there are some cool shots. You've got a bunch of mirrors are used in this movie over the course of it, whether it's as to hide a camera or to have a cool effect on a shot that's actually happening within effects that happens. And Lacey kind of having all these big windows in some of the studio space is pretty fucking cool. Also, we've just got Dominic and Nikki on set looking like, I don't know. Nikki's got this red bandana ascot that he's always rocking. But ultimately what this gets to is we start to learn there's some more shit that's going on behind the scenes. And Dominic observes how the director Lacey has brought a hooker to the house, and Lacey's doing some blow, taking Polaroid pictures of this woman dancing. We also see some secret shots of the secret crew in the studio recording stuff behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Yeah.
Oh my
And-
gosh, oh my god, this movie is so weird because there's so many things happen so quickly,
Right.
and it's like, hold on, wait, I just figured out what I was seeing
Yeah.
in that last thing. Like, yes, that second studio room is a room that does
It is,
exist, and apparently
and-
that's been on this property the entire
What-
time. Nobody brought up that there's a studio silent room.
You don't see Nikki, you don't see Lobo, you don't see Barney.
Who are
you,
these
you don't
others?
see- Yeah, like
Who-
these are just cats
Who's this dude?
that are behind.
Who's that other guy?
Yeah,
where are
he's
these people? Where are their
they're
cars?
behind the
Where are these
scenes of
people
behind
all
the
the time?
scenes.
We hear
Yeah.
voices all the time.
All
We
right.
see shots
Now,
where we can't tell throughout the entire film whether we as the viewer are seeing this as a shot in the film,
right.
because there's no different camera effects
Yeah.
of any kind. It's
Yeah.
one camera that, it's their same sets of cameras that they have. We can never tell what's actually happening in real world or what's on set.
So, and then it's also curious because it seems like Celeste and Dominic are starting to develop a bit of a romance.
Yeah, they're hitting it
but
off.
Celeste
Yeah.
also knows that there's something going on that Dominic does not.
It
Yeah.
feels honeypot, like
that,
the honeypot
that whole
shit.
fishing, like kind of date scene. There's definitely a poppycock in there. The first fucking cast that she throws into the water, she pulls a fucking fish within
Instantly.
half a second
Instantly.
of dropping
I
it
thought
in there.
I thought
Instant.
that maybe this movie was going to go in a different route and let us know that she was either Hawkeye or like some kind of bear, and maybe she just had.
I'm gonna
these
tell you
preternatural
the
effects,
poppycock for me
Yeah,
was dinner. That
yeah,
little
that was
minnow
weird.
that
and
she
they brought it
caught.
back to all them people, and they were like, "We caught this." fish."
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Have y'all not heard of nets anyway?
It's like a mackerel. like this is not a fish to feed multiple people.
That would honestly be one fish that I would maybe eat on my own.
Yeah, of course. That's
Or
all
I
that.
would
And I'm looking for
can
the next. Like, where's the other fish? Like, yeah, this fish was small. I know you viewers, you're gonna have to watch the movie.
It should
to
have
see
been
this
one of
fish.
those opportunities. If
did
you
we
The
see-
get what
fish?
you
Yeah,
get.
was very small.
Did we
I'm
see
calling
the-
poppycock on the fish.
The quick fall by Dom when he's going to try
Yeah.
to grab something, he fucking slips.
Yeah,
Definitely fun to see.
yeah.
Very,
Like
but-
I said, he's a saving grace in this.
So they kind of start to
Yeah.
develop a romance, and
Yeah.
then they actually, and I did not catch this the first time, but it's the two of them, Dominic and Celeste, who are having sex in the room that has the secret camera in it. So
It was
then
so hard for me to
Lacey's
tell
the
who was
one
who.
who's
Mhm.
filming this,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's what they're doing. So,
So-
that's captured on a hidden camera.
So does Celeste know about this? So there's a question that you got to ask. Does she
Celeste
know that
knows
this
there's a
camera-
hidden camera there because she was doing Shakespeare in front of it before.
Yeah. All right. So you're very right. So Celeste, like, she's
And
like,
she's
I'm
got
a
here's-
fuck on
alright.
this camera.
All right.
I'm a-
Here's,
so-
here's what I'm gonna throw out here, Ed. I'm gonna just go all the way and just get out of this bit. I'm going to throw out my theory. I think this whole fucking shoot, this whole thing is Celeste's project. That's why she's got so many notes. That's why she's the gaffer. That's why
Yeah,
she
I mean,
knows.
you definitely find out why she has so much say in shit as you
think-
progress through the
I
film.
think that this whole
So-
thing, because I feel like this whole thing is a whole gaslighting project of this film. I feel like it's all Celeste project.
So Celeste's
shit.
relationship with Dom is all part of the act. None of that's legit.
None of anything is legit in it.
Okay.
Like she's just trying to get the shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole time Celeste is acting as a gaffer on a set.
Pretty
and
easy to
acting
do.
like she's interested
Honestly-
in the cinematographer and banging him, but knowing that there's some
So, yeah.
ulterior.
So everything she's doing is just all an
to
act.
get the shot.
So she actually is an actress. Dom does. I mean, Dom knows she's an actress, but he does not know that she's
also a
actively acting.
director.
Well,
and
actively
also-
acting.
Yeah.
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 In the
And,
moment.
you know, in
Yep.
the moment.
Yep.
I think I'm learning all of this right now. That's
I've-
why I'm asking these questions.
This is why I wanted to do this episode with y'all, because that's been my theory
Yeah.
the whole time, is that she's
Okay.
been the one that was the core of all of it
Okay.
the entire time.
All right.
Set it all up. I think
Like I
that
said,
Lacey is playing a
there's
character that
one-
she has put him in. That's why
Yeah.
he's so weird.
Yeah.
One thing this movie definitely accomplished is like confusing the fuck
Yep.
out the
Yep.
audience.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Which
it's,
we
it's-
can
it's
get
fun
some-
to have these talk pieces on it.
We can get some more confusing because there becomes this first like, all right, so Lacey has just secretly filmed, at least to Dominic, he secretly filmed Dominic and Celeste
Yeah.
banging, even as Celeste knew about it. But then Lacey and Dominic and Lobo and Barney are hanging out, and this is when Dominic does blow for the first time.
Yes.
But they're discussing special effects in movies, and Lobo highlights Night of the Living Dead, said he was 14 when he first saw it. He didn't, scared him for a year.
Yeah.
But basically, Lacey shows what is Lacey says that he's received a snuff film from somewhere. He bought it, and then he views it for everybody. And then over the course of after viewing it and actually like upsetting some people, he reveals that no, Lacey shot this himself, and it's just special effects. It wasn't actually.
And it was
Snuff
a
film.
project
Right.
that he did. Like,
Because he
but
said it was a friend in Ohio.
he does the thing that liars do, which is lay out every scenario over time. But he really does it rapid fire.
Gotcha.
I got it from a friend that got it from somebody else overseas. Actually, I maybe did that. Actually, maybe it was like a project I did, and that person didn't die.
So
like,
here's my question. Did Lacey shoot this thing? Did the woman actually die?
Lacey
in the
didn't
snuff?
do shit. This is a
I'm saying,
Celeste project.
does the
Celeste
woman-
shot
does the
that
woman-
and
Does the woman die in the film that he shows Lobo? And,
no. I think
so. It's
I-
the
I
way
thought it
that
was
it's
real.
presented in the movie is that it's
Does
so
feel like it
sickening to
affected them.
Dominic, and like Dominic is someone who knows effects. He's a cinematographer, and so he's analyzing this, and it seems to him like this shit is real. And
Yeah.
so I kind of think that we're to believe that Lacey is pushing the boundaries here and maybe just like fibbing
yeah.
towards Dominic that it's ever not. But there's some shit kind of revealed later where was it Lobo, the big dude who was he the one with the giant knife who was carving this woman up? Because when Lobo's watching
Yeah, I
this
thought it
snuff
was
film,
Lobo.
he's acting like he's never seen it before.
Yeah.
So that's him just
Yeah.
also acting just like Celeste is. Like there's some of the motivations, and I think some of this comes from some continuity errors, but some of it does kind of end up being a little confusing.
yeah.
Yeah.
One scene that I think is kind of funny is we have with Rita and Lacey later, and Rita is the actress
The
who's
actress
in the movie.
playing Mona.
And she's basically like, she's freaked out because she thinks that Barney is maybe coming at her with a knife in real life type of shit.
Yeah.
But,
Well, also she's trying to fuck.
right, because so
Kinda?
Lacey says to Rita, would
Why
you
would
like
you-
to have sex?
Yeah,
and
like,
Rita
straight out.
says, that would feel really good. But do you mean with you or just in general?
And yeah.
Ooh, which
Yeah.
is kind of like a little bit of a burn.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like she's delivering all of that stuff in such a way that she's like, I'm acting to try to get more work out of this because I found out that this guy is super rich and owns his house
So
and
Yeah.
is a director and his parents are dead. And like, this project is so creative. They've got all these extra cameras because here's the thing about a project like this. No matter how many things you don't tell people about, the whole crew talks to each other the entire time. So there's a bunch of stuff getting spread around to all of them in all these different weird ways. So there are definitely people that are like, yeah, we actually are putting up mics out in the woods. Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you that. Oh, we're putting cameras out. There's actually
All right,
there's a camera
so
behind the mirror.
Here's something I was never able to ascertain. Does Rita know she's in a snuff film?
No.
No. Yeah. I
So
would
she
agree
thinks
with Trevor on
she's
that.
shooting the
horror
art,
movie.
the horror
cool
movie.
art
Yep.
film, like a cool
Okay.
art horror film. That's going to be really awesome and make a
Okay,
cool thing.
because her questioning to Lacey kind of makes you wonder if she knew. She's like, hold on, like, are we talking about you
Well,
or?
I think the continuation of that question is, does Barney know? And I think Barney, her husband in the real life of this movie, I think Barney does know.
He
that
does
it's
know it's
supposed
a
to be
snuff.
a
I would
snuff
agree,
film.
Trevor. I would agree. He does know it's supposed to be a snuff film, but he hasn't told her his
Correct.
wife yet. Like he has not told his partner, and he was like, "No, you'll just come here, and it's going to be okay because you're not going to be the one that dies." In
Yeah.
his mind,
Yeah.
he just assumes she'll be fine,
Okay.
and probably not even see the death. So it'll just be like cool. And we'll hang out at my buddy's house. Like it's a real
Woo!
trip. They're all
Okay.
pushing each other
Yeah.
really extreme.
So this movie's a mind fuck.
And so Dominic kind of starts to
Yeah.
learn that some things are weird. Like he has discovered Polaroid
Yeah.
pictures that Lacey took, but they're kind of more disturbing than the scene that he viewed from afar before. And you're starting to wonder, is this shit really going on?
Yeah.
It's
And
detailed.
then-
It's a lot of wrapped up, like not just regular fun bondage stuff or like consensual things. It looks
Yeah.
like people are.
And Dom is falling for Celeste hard. He suggests they go away to Maine together after the shoot. He's like, I want to make love by the ocean, glorious, unadulterated.
Unadulterated.
Okay,
love.
100%. I'm calling a fucking poppycock. I
Okay.
love making love by the sea, and I love Maine. You don't do those things in the sea. That is cold.
Right.
That is some cold.
I guess it depends on the time of year.
Well, it kind of
depends
looks
on
like
the
it's
time
in
of
the
year.
fall from
Well,
what
yes,
happens in the
yes,
movie,
yes.
and that
you
was
in Maine in the fall.
that was a
That's
poppycock.
nuts.
Thank you, Casey.
Hey.
That was 1,000%
Hey.
poppycock. You're not banging on a beach in Maine in the fall unless you got some heat lamps. out
Unless we
there.
have a fucking bonfire next to us. Like,
I mean,
am
let's sit
not-
up here and act like they ain't white and can
Oh,
take
yeah,
it.
right. Yeah, they're like fucking seals.
I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to shit on white people, but most definitely skin is built better for
No,
that.
look at it. Look how cold they look even in this scene. Look how
I
look,
get it,
Look
but
how
when
thick
you
that belt
fucking-
is. Honestly, though, look how thick that.
It's a
belt
lot of
is.
heat and
That's-
friction going on when you're fucking.
And this is after.
And actually, all right, hold on. Before we get
yeah,
to
yeah.
like,
friction.
he did talk about, cabins. Like, did he mean out on the sand and by the water or up in the cabin?
Cabin
that's
by
on
the beach is
by the,
specific.
you know what I
I'm cool
mean?
with
So
that. Especially
I
if it's a
kind of that's
ski
kind of what
cabin,
I
we got a
I
hot
didn't
tub.
think he meant fucking on the actual sand by the waters.
Right by the beach.
Boy. Okay.
And so rapidly moving through, we have a scene where Barney interrupts Dom and Celeste with bringing a pig's head in and slices a nose off the pig with a straight
nose off it.
razor.
Come on.
And,
And it was like
then-
half a pig head too, wasn't
I'll
it?
give him a little bit of leeway
Yeah.
at having been a chef at times and being too comfortable with like pieces of meat. I've definitely brought like a hog leg towards somebody and been like, "You're gonna love this," but not a snout.
This was meant to
Maybe
be
an ear,
something to
maybe
get a
an
rise
ear
out
off
of
the
them.
fucking. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
a weirdo. He's a fucking
Yeah.
weirdo.
Well, we know Lacey's a weirdo too because the very next scene he wakes up Dom, who's in bed naked with Celeste,
Yeah.
then takes Dom out on a secret shoot with Nikki and Lobo, where Dom's still in the dark of what's going on here. And in this sweet fucking Chevy truck, they're driving off into whatever shit. But basically, Nikki aims a shotgun right at Dom and shoots. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so
And
we're
it's
now
suddenly not fake. There's ricochet coming off
Yeah.
of trees. There's not a blank, and he didn't know that this is what was happening. They didn't do it. And they're running down like what the truck was a little messed up or something. Like they just go off the road.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be getting some shots at a certain time of day, and so it's only Dom going out there with them. But then this is where it turns into like, oh, well, now Dom's in a fight for his life because there's people trying to shoot a real-life snuff film
Yeah.
with him as the
They
protagonist.
just showed me a snuff film last night, and now they're
Yeah.
shooting guns
And
at me
now
in the
they're shooting-
woods.
yeah.
And I don't have
Is
anywhere to go.
Nikki the
and I
worst
don't know
shot
where to get 'em.
ever?
Yeah.
Because he was no more than about 10 feet.
I mean, look at him. His eyes are
From
fucking
Dom.
closed.
And he missed.
And that was a poppycock that I wanted to
Tiny
call out.
trees.
With buckshot that sprayed.
Thin
Right.
trees. Dick Cheney would have done way better.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Dick Cheney
would
took
have
him
got
out.
this shot once.
Yeah,
in one
Dom's
take.
out of there if that's Dick Cheney.
The one thing.
Yeah.
The one thing on Nikki's saving grace is that maybe he wanted to create the chase. Maybe Nikki wanted to create the chase scene that he'd been talking about for the whole movie.
Okay,
Did hype
so
up
he
the
wanted to
scene, I
just
forgot
wing
about
him, so then it wasn't like he was supposed to
right.
actually
All
kill
right.
him.
All right.
But we can say Poppycock on the motherfucker's got a shot foot. He takes off a sock from one foot and puts it over the other foot.
I don't know what that
Then
movie-
puts his shoe on, but then we see less than 20 seconds later, we see a shot of him crawling up a hill, and he's got socks on both his feet. Kind of just barely see it. It's like, all right, we did this whole bloody foot thing, but now we've got.
I feel like
Man.
I feel
and
like
was
Trevor,
he shot in the foot?
Nope, it didn't seem
Or
like
did
it.
he just
fucked
cut
his foot up.
he
He
fucked
did
his
that
foot
all
up
on his
like
own.
running?
He did that all on his
That's
own.
where I was at with it. I was like, there's no way the foot was shot. The
We-
foot wouldn't be any good if
That's
it
what we
was
said
shot.
at the can. I was like, oh, he just did all that.
Yeah.
Fucking
So I'm with you, Trevor. Like, you're left to kind of think that he was shot in the foot because you don't see him sustain an injury anywhere else. But he does have this John McClane going on. You know what I mean?
I feel
But
like
he also doesn't consistently have that limp. It's
Right.
only
No.
when there's a very
Yeah.
specific shot they're trying to show it, but he's also running through the woods many other shots.
Yeah, and then he finds this place that's out in the woods. Here's another
go.
question.
Yep.
The guy that he beats with the crowbar or the
fire poker.
The fire poker.
well, that seemed like a whole other.
That
part.
poor
I
guy
was like, what happened?
wasn't part of
What's this whole
anything,
part of
right?
it?
So
yes.
his name was Scratch, and I do believe he was one of the other people at the cookout.
Oh right.
He's
he
not
was at
shown
the
much.
cookout.
He's
Yeah,
only like
he told me that.
This is one of those where if I didn't have subtitles on and saw the name, I wouldn't have known.
That was
I'm
Scratch.
asking that because when he comes face to face with Dom, he's just like, hey.
because again,
It's
the
like he
direct-
knows nothing is
because-
going on.
because Lacey doesn't tell people most of this stuff. I bet that dude on set, I bet all he does is put sandbags on things and
Okay.
carry heavy things.
Okay, Scratch got
You
his
know,
ass
Scratch just is a
beat to death.
Yeah. That was a nice bloody.
Yeah.
I felt like that was
Just-
actually
Yeah.
the best kill of the
Yeah.
whole thing, and I felt a little bad for Scratch, but that was like because there's
Dom's
I
been
felt
going
bad for
through it.
Scratch because
Right.
I didn't think he knew anything about anything.
But
Oh,
Dom's
he's
been-
playing harmonica, drinking whiskey,
Right,
and then all of a
like,
sudden
and he
he's
just,
getting
like,
his
getting
face
his
smashed in.
he
smashed
was just
all the way in
expecting
by
to
the
do
fire
those
poker.
things for the rest of his days. Was just to
Kind of fucked up.
drink a little whiskey.
Kinda
He
fucked
didn't.
up.
He,
But
wa- he
Dominic-
really wasn't hurting anybody.
Dominic takes the shotgun that Scratch had been using
Yep.
and is smart enough to grab the shells from Scratch's shirt. So there is at least
Big ups.
some strategy shown
Yep.
here, which
Yep.
is nice.
They-
But we also cut back to Rita and Barney and the film within a film. But then it seems like Barney's actually slicing up Rita for real.
Yeah.
And
don't
then all
know.
of a sudden
I don't
she
either. I can't make
grabs-
heads or tails.
Well, then all of a sudden it seems like she's really scared because she's calling out for the director, and then she grabs what earlier in the movie has been set up to be a prop gun, but now it's a real gun.
Now it's a real
it was
gun.
covered under the. It was like a. There's a lot of Chekhov's everything in this
Yeah.
film. There's a Chekhov's car. There's a Chekhov's gun. There's a
So
Chekhov's.
yeah, suddenly
knife.
we're on the set of Rust. Is that bad? Is that bad? Is that in bad taste?
Oh, I like it. Dig it.
Bad taste.
I can dig it.
I don't know if I'm familiar with the reference.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you really quickly. It is why you haven't seen or heard from Alec Baldwin in the past 3 years. It's that movie he was producing. It's called Rust, and their munitions person had a real gun on the
Oh.
set, and a staffer was shot and killed.
That
Yeah.
sounds like some Alec Baldwin shit. Not
Yeah.
to fucking lie.
He
Well,
dodged. He dodged it all though. Like he,
Exactly. The Baldwin of it all
Yeah.
is that you didn't know that, even though you know who Baldwin
Yeah.
is.
Oh no,
Like,
I just didn't know that it was called that. I
Rust.
had heard
Rust.
about.
Yeah.
that it was Rust. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just fell off the radar.
which is
Like,
probably my
whoops.
favorite map on Call of Duty. But let's get.
Well, and then at some point we've got like Dom coming back towards the house with the shotgun, and
Uh-huh.
he does. I'll call it a poppycock. He takes out Lobo and Nikki with one shot
with one shot.
from the shotgun, and they're both never seen again. And this isn't close up. This was probably 15 or 20 feet away.
Yeah, suddenly it's a slug and it's not like a scatter shot of
It's
something,
double
like-
barrel. It's a double barrel shotgun. So yeah, it's spreading some shit. Yeah.
But we also see Celeste then holding up Lacey with a gun, and it looks like Celeste shoots Lacey.
Yeah.
Well, then Celeste is talking to Dom like, you weren't actually supposed to kill Nikki and Lobo. This wasn't in the script.
Yeah.
Dom's like, what the hell are you talking about? And then, boom, their fucking car explodes.
Right.
So if you're confused, listener or viewer, we were all very confused.
Very
too. There's
confused.
a bunch
So
of things
Celeste,
happening
who was
very
in
quickly.
on this, actually was not in on the duped.
Yes.
Okay, and here's where I'm
Because she
going
died
to-
with Dom in this car explosion.
as
and then
far
we
as
cut over to Lacey, and then that's like,
And yeah.
then we see that Lacey has released a movie called Duped, the Snuff movie, that gets a nice Pittsburgh, it seems, release. We do have a banner that says Count Basie, May 16th. I did find a Count Basie
he
concert
did a show in
that happened
2016.
in Pittsburgh in 77 on March 9th or something. like
Okay.
that. So it wasn't the exact date, but you
Okay.
feel like this had to have happened in real life for them
Yeah.
to get this shot.
Yeah.
It certainly was shot around Pittsburgh. We see Pittsburgh on the newspaper stand. right in
Absolutely.
front.
It's like we got some corned beef in town.
Yeah.
That's the best
Permanente
corned
Brothers.
beef
Is
in
that
town.
Permanente Brothers over there? Get the corned beef here.
Permanente.
Get your pastrami and corned beef.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call Poppycock on Permanentes. Every time I've been to any Permanentes, it's been the worst service I've ever had, and some of the driest, most oversalted meats.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Dry, unsalted meat.
Dry, oversalted.
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 Yeah, yeah. That's not what I want on a fucking
Okay.
beef sandwich.
Okay. You know, they got one up the way there in Fishers. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
We'll-
going to
we'll
check it
get
out.
there. Well, I got
But yeah,
beef.
so
I got beef with their beef. I
that's
got
how the
beef with their
movie
beef.
that's how the movie ends.
I think
and
it does. Maybe
so,
at
yeah.
least at this point.
No, I'm just
it
saying,
leaves
that's
a
how
lot
it
to be
It does.
desired, but there
and
is a payoff.
There's a payoff, and it definitely leads a lot to be discussed.
Yep.
It most definitely does that. So I knew, I'm like, after watching this, the second time, I'm like, oh yeah, there's definitely shit to talk about.
As soon
and-
as I
and
left
things
the
to
theater,
get cleared up.
I was talking with Becky about it as soon as I walked out of the theater, and was like, not everything is about this podcast that I work on, but I do like this podcast. And I can't wait to talk to the fellas about this one. Because
Yeah.
it's even right. I said right after the film, I had a different feeling than she did, and apparently everybody. I didn't think that the explosion was real.
Yeah.
Instantly, I instantly didn't think that the explosion was real, and then the film was over and stuff, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought they were
And
gonna
so at
show
the
us how
end
they
of
shot
the
explosion.
day, the only people that were in on this were the people in the secret
studio.
booth. Yeah, the secret studio.
And the
It's
secret
not even
studio
Nikki
people-
and Lobo in
Right.
it. Like they were casualties of the war,
And we
so
think,
to speak.
and we think that Barney knew that he was going to be killing his wife on camera and was excited by that, but we don't think that he actually knew that he was then going to be shot with a real gun.
Right.
Oh,
And
you do think
so-
that he was okay with his wife dying?
He watched that Snuff film earlier like he had already seen it before. Like
Yeah.
he knew some shit was going on. Plus
Yeah.
You
Rita's
didn't
like
think he wanted to sacrifice somebody else and thought somebody else was going to be the mark?
I think Rita's sixth sense of thinking that he was
Yeah.
actually going to come at her. Like
Yeah.
maybe he saw Lobo slice up that other girl.
'Cause he wanted to play around with
and
it.
he-
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to do it on
Mhm.
Fraser
film
was
'cause he'd
missing
seen
at
those
one point.
movies.
And,
So, we could go on and on and
Woo.
on about it. I've
Pete.
still got so many questions.
Oh.
Like I know we asked. So let me ask it one more time.
Yep.
For the listeners and the viewers, let's see if we're all on the same page here. Rita's little flashbacks. They're actual flashbacks because she thinks this motherfucker's crazy, or they're flashbacks within the film.
I
that
think that
we're
those are
watching.
all. I think that those are the awesome shots of the film that we get to see.
I
Okay.
agree
They're
with that.
because they're so well.
Okay.
Those are the ones that got me into it with the first viewing that I had, where I was like, "Oh, they captured that shot
So
with no reflections in
it's
there."
all
and they got
just
all the fucking
coincidence
ear effects.
that
But it's the
Barney-
fact that like
AKA Arthur ends up actually trying to kill her. and take
So
her out.
no. Okay,
No,
so I
Barney's
think
in on
that the early scenes, like the shower scene and
Yeah.
the dinner scene,
Yeah, those are the-
from
yeah.
the film within a film.
The film within the film. Yes.
I think that when we see a very brief, the first stairway scene where Barney's kind of
Yes, this
chasing
is the
her
one.
up,
Yeah.
I think that was a practice shot, and Rita then afterwards is complaining about how it felt too real. And
Okay.
I think
Because
at this
he
point
was
she's
practicing
starting
Okay.
to
Okay.
trust her
Okay.
intuition,
Yes.
her
Yes.
sixth sense of that
Yes.
something does not seem right.
Yes.
We're way out in the woods,
Yeah.
and they're already playing with guns. I
But then
need to
she
get out of
convinces herself that she's just being a dramatic actress and continues to shoot the shit.
She does
I mean,
wanna
she is
be
doing it with her
nice.
husband,
Yeah.
but her
Yeah.
husband is
Piece of
clearly
shit.
wanting to perform in a snuff film.
Yeah. Craziness. Craziness. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So that was effects.
That's as far as we know so far. I mean, we'll watch it again. We'll probably get something else out of it.
Yeah, like
More
I feel
fucking
like it's one of
questions.
those. It's definitely one of those. Like you watch it, yeah, and
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? I feel like let can we take a break and just let the effects of that hit us for a
I'm-
moment? And then,
I'm all
we'll
right
come
because
back
I'm
with
processing.
with the roundup.
I'm processing.
It's a lot to take in.
It's a well.
Whew.
Hold it there. Did you get it?
KC, Trevor,
Yeah.
did you get it?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I got it.
A little bit.
I don't know. I just
little
don't
bit.
know yet.
A little bit.
I'm not sure that I got it. I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. But you know what? I did. I like I said, after the second watching, I did. I did really get into this, and it got the wheels turning and everything like that. So it.
So you did get it. So then you did get it.
Yeah.
You got the effect of the movie.
I got the
Got
effect
the
of effects.
effect of effects.
Yes.
Well, and we can say there's maybe some grand ideas, and maybe the execution isn't always there. Maybe the continuity isn't always there. I believe Casey mentioned earlier, you got people who are normally doing effects, special effects and makeup and stuff. Now they're in the director's chair.
Yeah,
And-
I feel
and
like
acting
this,
and all of those things.
I feel like this film is what happens on the side where all of the effects people are like, well, what if we just put it
Yeah.
all together ourselves? And all these concepts come out and all these cool shots and scenes that we're going to film. And then also we kind of have a story that kind of has like
So
something
maybe
to say.
if they had somebody like, what's my man's name? Kemp.
My name is actually Casey
Steve-
Kemp. Yeah, I would have nailed it for him.
That wrote Jurassic Park and I Come in Peace.
Oh, that was
John Kemp. John.
Ooh, John Krasinski.
No, it's like Kemp. It's something like that. It's something
Kemp?
like that.
It's David Kep.
David Kemp.
Kemp.
Yeah.
David
So maybe if we have somebody like this writing effects and Mr. Baxley, directing it with a little more of a budget, then we would have got more meat, more substance.
At least
out of
with
this.
that $55,000, if they would have spent an extra $5,000 on a continuity director.
Yeah, then yeah. But you know what I mean? They only had $55K, and this is what we got. And
Well, they
so
had to
now,
spend a lot of money on that fucking blood.
look, that was $2K of
The
it
blood
right
budget
there.
was
yeah,
$2K.
So yeah, but we've reached that time in the episode.
Ooh. are
Y'all
we
know
about
what
there?
time it is, right? Y'all know what time it is, people. It is time to round this sumbitch up. Let's round it up.
Woo! Let's round it up.
Let's round this motherfucker up. Yeah.
Should I tell them what the roundup is?
Let them know what the roundup is.
All right, so a roundup is a rating systems that we came up with arbitrarily, where we rate these films from 1 to 5. We're calling them real genius to real poppycock. This is golf, not bowling.
Yes.
A 5 does not mean that this film is the worst thing that's ever happened. There's
Yeah.
It might
the
be.
Bengal famine. There's worse things in the world. This just means it's a poppycock ass film with so much poppycock that we cannot stop calling it out.
Yeah.
That
Right.
can be anything that has to do with colonialism or some kind of white saviorism or some weird dude that wants to get a gaffer being the star of the film because he thinks she's cute. Nobody's ever probably told her she's cute before.
So now, Casey, you had to have been referencing the Lion King Real Poppycock episode with some of the comments from that the universally 5 full of poppycock declaration from all.
that would be the
cast members.
Jungle
Different
Book.
animals, different group of animals.
Oh, did I say
That what
Lion
you
King
said the
again?
Lion King.
That's racist,
See?
Trevor.
Yeah.
They're just all animals to you.
They're
just all.
They're just all
animals
animals.
to
Yeah,
you.
the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Yes. I knew what you meant,
Ouch.
though. I knew what
Ouch.
you
No,
meant.
that is a good episode.
Yes,
though.
yes,
That was
the
a very
Jungle
fun
Book
one.
episode.
We had old
yes.
Joe on that one.
Yeah,
too.
we did. We did.
Back in the day.
But yeah, so you know
I do
what?
that all the time too.
I have no problem starting this off. Okay.
Let us know.
All right.
I will absolutely let you know. So, Casey's hidden gem pick effects, 1979, $55,000 budget. This is all important when dissecting this film, when viewing this film, and taking this film in for what it was and what it is. We called out plenty of poppycock, and it is copious amounts of poppycock throughout this film. What it is, though, is something that makes you think and makes for good conversation about what is actually taking place in this film. And for that, I give it a you know, hats off, because it is something like, you know, we could continue to talk even further. Like once we're done, you know,
we won't
recording.
We're always going to be talking about this film
because
because
there's questions.
It's
There's
always going to
questions.
come up.
and I still got some questions. You know, so I will absolutely tip my cap to the writers and the, you know, the director, the producers, like everybody that has something to do with this film. But in the fact that it was low budget and they had to get all of this stuff done, I've got to assume in probably like a couple weeks' time.
Right,
just
like
because that's all the budget allows for.
because they had to rent the cabin.
Yeah, you know, so
Right, it's as long as they had the cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
It's
unless
as long
it's
as
a
they had
friend's place or something. You know what I mean? So like
some
they had to get this
some
done.
friend that has
We talked
dead
about
parents.
this. There's shots in this movie that's using pieces of the set from Dawn of the Dead and stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're
Yep.
calling in favors.
Yep.
You know, and this is important.
Or it's just a place that
Yeah.
they worked at that
Or-
they're
yes.
shooting off hours.
Right. So this is important to remember. And I'm not going to, I know you think I'm going to totally bash
You don't
this
know what
film.
I think.
Yeah. I think
You think
I
you
think
think you
think that,
you know what
know,
I think, but
you know, but
me and
I'm not
Trevor
going
actually
to
know
do
what
that.
you think I think already.
So,
I won't get into it.
I'm not going to do that. Okay. I, being a fan of low budget horror films, can respect what this is and what they were trying to do with it. It got lost in the budget and
then
probably
lost in the world.
It probably got lost in like time frame, you know what I mean, needed to shoot. And like you said, in the world, it was buried for years. You know, people didn't even know about this joint. Then some do-gooders, you know, brought it back into the zeitgeist. I thank you for recommending this. I'm glad I got to see it, especially with it being, you know, crew and friends of Romero, a director I'm a big fan of.
Right.
As a horror movie person, and seeing what they could bring to the table. I'm going to rate this movie a 4 on the Poppycock meter. It just, unfortunately, it's, for me, it was unavoidable to get, you know, any lower, you know, a lower rating than that.
It's poppycocked up.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and it
Solid
it
4.
didn't get the
Yeah.
5 because, like I said, I am taking into account the budget and everything, and for what they was able to, you know, pull off in terms of leaving you just out there, like, perplexed and like
Stupefied.
yeah, like they did a good job of it. They did a good job. I still, after watching this movie a couple times, don't know what was the movie inside the movie, what was the behind the movie, like who was in on it, who wasn't.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So
Cool.
I'm giving it a 4.
All right. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop off next. So I watched Effects with my wife, Emily, and I took some tally-marked notes of things she said out loud whilst watching the movie. Let me share some of the stats with you.
Okay.
So Emily said, "What the fuck?" 10 times. "What the absolute fuck?" once. "Get the fuck out?" once. And "shut the fuck up" once, maybe twice.
Okay.
So her lasting thoughts were, "Hidden gem, huh, Casey?" But yeah, this movie was wild. Poppycock up the wazoo, but also an interesting concept that was well ahead of its time in 1979.
Yes.
I'm glad that I watched it. Thank you, Casey.
Yes.
But I doubt if I'll ever revisit it. We can joke about it all the time. It's a lot of things to kind of blast through. Although if I showed it to somebody first time, there would be some wicked joy out of like observing how they observed this movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the confusion of a not fully thought out project pushes me to rate Effects a 4.5 on the Poppycock scale. It has got merit. It has got things that are worth watching. I enjoyed certain aspects of it, but it does, like Ed said, it suffers from the budget, and like we have all said, it could have used a little bit more continuity direction to make some of it make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is I'm overjoyed. Not only that I got to share this film with y'all, but that y'all are rating it so perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
You're already going in the right direction. This film, I'll say my numbers and then I'll say my words. This is a perfect fucking 5. Like this is a perfect 5.
So right up there with
film.
Reservoir Dogs for you, Casey.
Yep. 100% exactly that point, because this film shows so much capability to make so many other things. But the film that we end up watching is just a thing that you just have to watch again and make up the rest on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, that's fine. Like, that's a cool movie. But if I was going to watch Goonies, I'd watch Goonies because I know what the fuck happens in Goonies.
Yeah.
Because they just lay it all out.
Yes.
It also has a bunch of crazy effects. It has a whole bunch of people that are weird and accomplishing things, and there's some hidden agendas and stuff. This film, though, it's just something to experience, and
I feel it. I
it's
feel that.
just a thing.
If you're into the type of thing, maybe a couple nose beams make your nose feel cold, and then maybe this movie might make a little bit more sense.
Don't even suggest that to them until you go grab that mirror from the other room.
You know what? I gotta say this. First of all, that gives it a 4.5 Poppycock rating on the Poppycock meter. But I will say what I want to say. What's the best way to word this? I think it's not too late to say this. So I'm glad you said it. I think one of the points they were trying to make, and I think this was on the upswing at the time that this movie was made, and like I said, they just fell victim to budget, is people indirectly do like to see people get killed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
where there is a culture that already exists in the world where, especially in Western media, where you can show more blood and gore and rage than you can show sex. So sometimes the sexiest thing in the Snuff film, that's actually a thing that we can tell viewers, especially that have made it all the way to the end of this. There's no sexuality to the Snuff film in this one. Even though those things are usually
part of
especially in media, blended together. Even if
Yes.
they're not part of it, they're
Yes.
usually blended together.
Yes.
This is not a sexy film,
No.
aside from the couple of sex scenes that we see. But even those,
Aren't really shot in a sexy way.
nope,
No.
they're shot
So-
in an inorganic way to make the scenes look right for the hidden cameras
Yeah.
and not fuck up the mics that we have hidden.
Yeah.
Because also in that sex scene, we get audio capture of them having
Yeah.
like pillow talk,
Yeah.
which I thought was like, actually, as a filmmaker, that's nice. You
Yeah.
got that in there. That's vital, good sound work to put into the scene.
So maybe Gavin Rossdale of Bush, when he was singing "There's No Sex in Your Violence," was talking about the 1979 movie effects.
He was a big fan.
Yeah.
I actually heard the whole album was inspired
Yeah.
by this film.
So it begs the question. It does beg the question. If somebody could get away with it without facing jail time for committing murderous acts, would people tune in and watch?
It's actually
People-
already happened many a time. I don't want to get too dark.
Nah,
but
yeah.
Shit did live. We already talked
But
about
I'm just saying, if you can mainstream it, though, if you can mainstream it, like, would people watch people dying on
And
camera?
when we talk about the
Working for
timeliness
Israel.
of this movie,
Jeez.
there was The Running Man, and there is the
Yeah.
Running Man remake
Yeah.
that's coming out in 2025,
Yeah.
2026
with
or
Coleman
some shit.
Domingo,
Oh.
which I am actually remiss that I have not used Coleman Domingo very often in dream casting stuff.
I don't know if I know who
I don't
Domingo
know,
is.
yeah, I
You
but
will.
If you
You're
haven't
gonna
listened
see
to
his
this episode
face.
on Friday, make sure you listen to it on Domingo
Right,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
So, and that's why I gave it the 4. Like, it presents some questions, and I saw what they was going for. I did. I really saw what they was going for, and I think people are that fucked up. Yeah, they'd be down. They'd be
There's
down.
enough people.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other thing. There's a sunk cost fallacy that will play into this whole thing. A whole lot of people would think they're down as it progresses and we get closer to the whole thing going down.
Yeah,
They don't know how to pull out,
yeah.
and then suddenly they're getting blown up in a car.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a fact. So 4.5 on the Poppycock meter.
Like it.
I think it's a fair
Well deserved.
a fair rating.
What
And
do you
so,
think, fucking listeners?
yeah, what do you think? Let us
Fucking
know.
talk
So,
shit to us.
This
Like,
is
tell me
Casey's
different.
hidden gem, and the gem of it is, like I said, the thank piece and the conversation that comes after it. You definitely want to see this with others so y'all can talk on it like we have done today.
Yeah, maybe even go out
yeah.
and have a piece of pie and talk about the movie afterwards.
There you go. Yeah. Now, so that has been effects. We've got some fun stuff on the horizon for you, though.
Ooh,
okay, we
can
do.
you give us? Okay, I know that we've talked about the next 4 things we're probably doing.
Yeah.
Can you give me just 2? Just give me just.
I'll
2.
give you just 2, and I
the
kind of want
next
to. I
2.
want to set y'all up so y'all know to come back and be excited for what's coming up. So not only are we going to be doing, like, in the same fashion that we have done for Tarantino, and for spooky season, we are going to be doing a Coen Brothers stint of the show.
It's a new chapter.
Yeah,
that
it's a
we're gonna
new
be adding.
So
nice
we're going to be
unit.
doing the Coen Brothers, and we will be starting with next week's episode on "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Ooh.
So that is what's coming next.
I may not only be a man, I am non-binary, and that is for sure, but I am a dapper Dan then.
Yeah, and so we're also going to be getting into the darker side of the Coen Brothers, and we're going to be doing No Country for Old Men. I bet you a lot of you didn't even know that they did that movie, but yeah, that was the Coens.
I think they do.
I don't know. Some people. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, because it's so
definitely-
different
It's
than
more
a lot.
violent,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of violence in a lot of Coen Brothers movies, but it's one that takes it to the
Yes.
forefront.
Yes.
And especially at the time,
Yes.
2005 or 6, that
Ooh.
was...
Yeah.
We might have to dreamcast that one
And
to
then-
a certain extent because
Hey,
that could be a little.
look, I get it, but
Ooh,
I'm
that
up
could
for
be
the
fun.
challenge. I'm up for the
That could
challenge.
Who could be
Fun.
Anton Chigurh?
I know.
That's
Who
a
could
great
be?
question, but you know what? I think if we thought on it long enough, we can come
like
with some
it. I
folks
like
that
it.
might will come close. Maybe not beat them out, but come close.
Because this is the shit we have to do. We're going to be covering some directors
Yeah.
who are some of, whether you want to say the best, we can at least say favorite and quite possibly
Right.
some of the best. But they've got a catalog that goes long and deep.
Yeah.
And we are going to go
That's what she
you know,
said.
long and deep into a couple of our favorites of theirs.
Yes,
But,
and then following that up, we will be getting into Trevor's birthday pick because Trevor has a birthday that's
keeps
coming
getting
up
older.
in a few weeks. Yeah, and Trevor's birthday pick is probably the most. I don't know. I think in terms.
No. Wait. You know what?
What?
Ed?
Save it.
We'll save this.
We'll
one.
save it.
We'll
You'll
save
have to
that
come
one. We'll
back.
save- well, yeah,
You'll have to
yeah,
come
we'll-
back. I love the way
That's
that your mind.
what
I
we
love
call
the way your mind works.
a teaser.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah, beautiful cliffhanger. Come back. You want to get that episode that we're gonna do? Come back. Okay. All right. So we're gonna let you know, we appreciate you. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Our numbers are on the rise. We saw what our last episode like
Dark
crazy
Angel.
stuff. Dark Angels
I
putting up
come
some
in peace.
numbers. We appreciate you more than you fucking know. Like.
Thanks for talking
We're
to
excited.
us when I
Yeah.
see you out and about.
Yes. We
I
are
will
excited
sign
to keep it
boobs.
going. We love to see the growth, and we love the fact that you guys are, popping with us on
Sign
this. So we
growths, too.
appreciate you so much. So as you can check us out on the socials, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, all at Real Poppycock. You can leave questions underneath the places you listen to the pod. If you only listen, leave some comments, some questions, your thoughts and things like that. And we do our best to get back to those. Now, I don't think we've ever said this, but there are some platforms that we don't have access to
Okay,
that you
what
might listen
platform is
to. Like, can you comment on an Apple platform?
I
I haven't.
I don't have it. I don't have it.
See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Grid.
So if you're leaving comments there and we don't reply, our sincerest apologies. Our sincerest apologies.
Yeah, and Steve
there.
Jobs, go fuck yourself. I got a goddamn Android in my pocket. I'm not listening to your fucking shit ass iTunes. Although I do still have an iPod Mini. That was dope.
But yeah,
Bit of a
so
zune
but for the
myself.
most part, we can interact with y'all, and we do our damnedest to do so. So please continue to leave those comments and give us your ideas. If you got an idea of a movie that you want to hear us discuss, you can leave a comment or shoot us a DM on the socials, or you can even email us at realpoppycock@gmail.com. So yeah, and as always, we've been your host for this episode. I'm Ed.
This was Trevor.
And this will still be, or not, KC.
Oh, friends, where art thou? What? Where'd you go? Catch us on the next one. Peace, motherfuckers.